Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I am Will Melton, and this is a Channel RVA production. If you're new to this program, we are building 52 apps in 2026. And we are live at studio.willmelton.com on Twitch, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. So you can follow me any of those places if you would like to follow along on this journey this year, 2026. If you are in the lobby and you want to share some thoughts with us, we welcome that. So put a comment in the thread. We will get to you when we can. I am working today on a new AI game show and podcast for Channel RVA. We started on this yesterday. If you didn't join me, I go live at 1 p.m. on Saturdays. I know that it was a festive day yesterday if you're here in Richmond or really anywhere. So if you missed it, go back and check out the first part of that session. We're going to get into it here real quick today. But before we start off, hop over to studio.willmelton.com and do me a favor. I am interested to know who is following along on this journey. And so I'm going to switch my screen over here and just show you where you can put your name and email address. And you can get a referral link that you can share any of these applications or this website with folks that you know that might be an investor or a buyer of these applications. And you can be paid a finder's fee. There's some rules around that here in Virginia. We're following those rules, but we want to spread this around. There's too much in here for me to manage on my own. And as our company grows, we'll pick some of these things to keep and we will let some of them go. And so I've already had some interest expressed on some of these projects. So there's definite value in taking to the airwaves and sharing with you guys all this. But you can take a look at our previous sessions as well as being able to watch live right here on studio.willmelton.com. Now, I'm going to just quickly update my sessions. And this should happen automatically, but it is not happening. So we will get that fixed. But let me go ahead and get over to Channel RVA and show you where we left off yesterday. So we have a host dashboard here where I can set the round prompts and we can initiate gameplay. And we have the gameplay interface. So the players have this here to be able to type their prompt in. And we have a little bit of work to do on this because we are in a live session right now and it is not auto playing or auto advancing as it should. I will just tee this up here and I will prompt a little remedy to this. Right now the game is not auto advancing even though auto advance is checked. I have to hit play next for every single response. So what happens here, as you can see, is the players, I only have one player deployed right now, but we can deploy multiple players. I'm going to get Mimi's link and we will set her up. So Mimi doesn't have any voices selected because she missed the opportunity to do that before the game started. So we will have to stop the game and start it again. I didn't push that up there. I also want to make sure that I want the host to be able to reset any of the episodes or games. Right now we're doing the pilot and we're just testing, and I want to be able to start back over at the beginning and play it up again. We might even, for production purposes, might even do a few of these to determine which one's going to be the best. We might have to go through it a few times. Just we'll test it before we ever film, but I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is let that ride. Now, I told you guys in the description for this event that I'm going to be building a few other things alongside of this today. So let me get over there, but let me just recall what that was. All right, so we're going to be building an agent that checks on our code and looks for autonomous opportunities. And we're going to add some things to Channel RVA today that make that platform a bit more robust. I'm going to actually go into my description for today. All right, so in case you are not yet familiar, channelrva.com is where you can find all things Richmond, and we're making it better every single day. So we are leveraging AI to bring a new angle on the news. We have a forecast that is Richmondified. We have effectively brought events from across the community into the forecasts when we have visibility of those things. I think that there's still some work that we can do on that. We have our art program, which we've covered in the last few episodes, so I won't go too deep into that. We've got our horoscope. We've got books from local authors. We're going to continue to build up that library. But we're going to be adding some new things, and I have, what do I have here? I said, I'll just have this help me out. All right. All right. All right, so I'm going to use Claude as a thinking partner for this so that I can continue to talk to you guys and keep rocking and rolling through this session. Something else that I worked on yesterday is I'm going to go ahead and refresh my screen and show you. So on all of our streams now, we have branded audio bumpers.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
So we are getting profesh over here. I love this stuff. Can't tell. All right, so we'll try to fix that build and we'll queue that up. And let's see what we have. Another thing that I'm working on, or was working on earlier today, is really thinking about the story queue here and how we can take these stories and make them better. So we're taking stories from different news services that are relevant, and we're working on creating a workflow that allows us to clarify our sources and facts, generate drafts, and then come in for a final review and polish to make sure it meets our standards. But one of the things that we're doing is we're evolving the AP standards for our audience. And so we use that as a foundation. And we have some defined rules already in place, so it's indicating all of that. I've already prompted this. I've talked a little bit about what I want to do here. I want to talked about what Richmond loves. I've talked about who we are kind of as a city identity. And we're kind of merging that together with AP style. So some normal things that we're going to do here. And some of this is just evolution of basic stuff. Richmond native evolve, the core tension to hold. Now, some of you might be saying, well, if AI is writing it, is it really by Richmonders? And the answer to that is yes. You can come and become a contributor to this platform and create for Richmond. You can tell your stories, you can tell the news, whatever it is that you have at your heart's desire. You can go to channelrva.com to find out how you can become a contributor. All right, so matter of fact with edge, yes. Place rooted, yes. Skeptical of institutions, not of people, yes. Earned enthusiasm, yes. Community is infrastructure, yes. Yes. I like this. I'm going to go ahead and move forward with all three of those. Sorry, that was four things. We'll see. All four. It got me right there. Okay. So that we can ultimately, what we're going to do is we have editorial standards here. And what we're going to do is update this and make sure that this is clear to our contributors, but also we're going to leverage that for all of the AI writing that's going to take place in here. So we're going to allow that to impact the transformation of that. All right, we got the game going over here. Let's see what happened with the game. Okay, so go down to the game show episodes. Go ahead and reset the episode. Okay, that was good. So I'm going to switch over to host only because I'm serving as the hosts and the players. I just heard that you might not have it played all of the players all at once. So we're going to just do host only for testing purposes today. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this tab and go back to my chats. All right, so instead of thinking today, hey, Michael, thank you for joining me once again. Today I am just grabbing some oops, need to setting by attention. uh, this is great. Okay. Um, so whenever we get some of this stuff played out, it's gonna get people laughing. So, oh man, yeah, that closed, so we can't do Brenner Pass. Gotta tell Claude that Brenner Pass is closed. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's do a different. Okay, this is good. All right. We got our game teed up, and let me tee up my players here. So Mimi is going to draft some voices here. I don't have enough voices to get all these players in here, but I can actually release a couple of players here. So basically, the way that this game works is before the game starts, you get to listen to and draft different voices. So I'm going to just pause here and I'll let you listen to what some of these voices sound like.
As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Lovell, trust a few, do wrong to none.
So once the game starts, they will be locked in with those character players, and we will go ahead and simulate what that looks like right now. So the prompt is revealed. The players can see that prompt, and then we'll just say that we have Jason and Mimi. We've got to work on this game today. Jason. I'm going to just prompt up a couple of things here. One local, one transplant. Okay. Okay. But there's going to be some friction in the gameplay here, and so um,
Sir, this is Carytown. We have been here since 1987. My aunt owns this building. That Chick-fil-A is in Willow Lawn, which is a 15-minute drive from here, and I need you to think about the choices that led you to this doorway today.
so basically, what's going to happen is as long as there's a queue of players sharing something in the game, and they obviously when they're all playing, it's going to make a lot more sense. But
Oh my gosh, hi. So we don't have Amazon, but we have something so much better. This candle is basically the same as the one you saw on Amazon, except it's $40 more, and the woman who made it is literally right there and she can hear you. So maybe just smell it?
all right. Um, Okay, there we go. This is going to be a little bit more, make a little bit more sense.
Jason. Jason. Did he just. Is that a Chick-fil-A sandwich? Where did he even get that?
Willow Lawn. He drove to Willow Lawn and then drove back here on Small Business Saturday. Should I ask him what he's looking for? Maybe we have it.
Mimi. He asked if we carry anything from Amazon. We are a candle store.
We also have tote bags.
This is hard to do. It's the same person, but um,
Do
maybe
not
you get
tell
it.
him about the tote bags.
So these are pretty short dialogues, but you get the point. And we might do some. We might do a little bit of addition to this to speed it up. So what I'm thinking about doing here is making it so that these responses can be AI generated with some guidance, but we'll keep tweaking this as we go. The game, I think, is ready to be tested technically. It works. And and then obviously, like my prompted generations here don't make a lot of sense because they're kind of mixing up the player characters from the player from the characters, and so that might be a complication that we need to think a little bit about. Um, Let me prompt this. So I'm thinking a little bit about the gameplay here, and I'm wondering if there's some ways that we might be able to reduce some of the friction. Um, One thought is that where the players typing in their response, we could speed up the delivery of responses if we were to put in an AI response generator. And what can happen is kind of like a two-stage thing. They type in a word or two or three or however fast they can type, and let the AI prompt generator or the response generator generate a response or a few different responses, and they can pick one to submit so that it's a little bit faster. And they could say just like some funny word or whatever as a means of kind of getting to the point, and then just kind of make it even more chaotic and fun for the players and funny for the audience. Um, we also need to have um, a timer. So these episodes need to be capped for time, um, maybe 5 minutes. When I go back to the response generator, what we can do is leverage the dialogue context. So the player's response generator can only see what has been shared previously, not what's coming up. And that way it can formulate the responses in the context of the conversation while still leveraging the guidance and direction of the player. I also wonder if 4 voices is too many. It might complicate things. If you've got 4 players, 4 voices, that's 16 potential people in the conversation. That's a lot to keep track of. Maybe 2 voices is enough. And then I think what we want to do is very, very similar to the player interface. We want to have another interface that is more of another screen for our editing purposes, where it is designed to be for the viewer, where they can see the actively read comment. They can't see what's in the queue. They can just see what's being read aloud, and maybe they can see the dialogue history. Um, we'll switch to this screen in editing from time to time, but go ahead and give me a link to that on the player editor. Also, my player controls have fallen off the screen. I can't see them. Everything is too wide because the dialogue queue is not wrapping. And there's also some extra space on the left side. Oh no, I'm wrong about that. Never mind. Okay, so just kind of massaging this game a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna let that make a plan. I'm gonna come back over here and take a look at. All right, so let's work on the code review agent. Option A. We'll come back to the Creative Hub later. So one of the things that I'm doing, I'll talk something about the editorial desk here. So, or the story queue. We'll talk about this. So basically, what's happening here is, let me try to find out what's been published. It looks like I probably have something in the editor's desk to go ahead and publish. Go ahead and do that. I don't think this one actually ever got done. Okay. Okay, good. All right. So let me go back to this. So this basically is, we do need to organize this guy, um, get all the sources details right. And this is something you might have seen yesterday. But once I have that, I can save the notes and I can come in here to draft it. I am updating my editorial standards. So before I actually publish this, I'll probably go through and do a revision on it. but save that draft to come over here to AP check. All right, we'll let that go, and I'll submit this article for publication. Go back to the editor's desk. This should be now good. But I want to go and take this evolving editorial standards here. Let's update the standards. Don't need to put a disclaimer. All right. Okay, so we'll just make that quick update to the editorial standards, and then we will go in and update both the front end of Channel RVA, where it has the editorial standards, and then we will also copy this, and I'll just say all right. All right, we'll let this get folded up in there, and I'm going to get back over here and start my music again. And we are still building. Let's answer some of these questions for the workflow automator. All right, so I imagine this is an evolution of my product roadmap. We'll probably roll this up at some point. But what I was getting to earlier, I keep bouncing around here, but inside of my editorial desk, I'm eventually going to automate these sequences. So we'll just refining the standards now and testing this and making sure that when we get to the review stage, we are seeing a high score from that check consistently. Once we see that consistent high score, then I will begin to automate these. And I'll dictate which of the articles end up getting written, but just speeding up the workflow there. So that's part of the reason why I'm interested in building the agent that's going to check my code. Because there's a lot of stuff happening as I build. There's a lot of opportunities that I don't necessarily have the capacity to keep my vision on. Usually what happens is I get into one of these things and I spend a lot of time in it, and I say forget about the other things, but they don't necessarily get the attention that they deserve because my focus is single lane, if you will. All right, so the game player is updated. What I'm going to do is, let's see. Okay, why did my music stop playing over here? Could be the audio feed.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
All right. Thanks, Will Willis, for reposting this, and happy birthday to you, sir. Thanks for all that you do in Richmond for AI Ready RVA and the community. You're making us better. All right, so if you guys don't know Will Willis, he is the executive director, current board chair of AI Ready RVA. Check him out on LinkedIn. He's a good dude, hard worker, smart guy. Today's his birthday. All right, we've got that going. I'm going to go back over to Claude's. I will just download this guy, and I'm going to upload this here. Style guide. What we want to do is update our editorial standards page, considering this information that I'm sharing with you. We might not need to put everything in there, but it would be good to get most of it. And I also want to update our field desk to account for these standards. Both the AI drafting stage should be leveraging these standards, and the review stage should also be leveraging these standards. Please go ahead and proceed with the necessary updates. All right, so see, the game is not in motion right now, so we'll have to test that in a minute. I'll come back to it. But I just want to keep going with my plans. I'm going to take this and pop it in here. And like in sort of traditional fashion, I'm going to go back up here and say, I think I don't have a good enough prompt for that, so I'll let that go without my original voice prompt. Please consider what we've built and update this plan, placing it in the product roadmap for execution. Please put it in for plans. This is going to be a bigger build, so I want to make sure we get that in the roadmap. So we've got our evolving AP standards. That was one of the things that we were going to work on today. The other thing that I was going to work on is this next build. So we're going to say, let's move on to the Creative Hub. Let's start with creative products. Here is our first. So one of the things that I'm doing with this website is I am using an affiliate link to be able to earn commissions from products sold on Amazon. I know that some people don't like Amazon, and right now it's a big part of our lives, so I'm not sure that it can be avoided, but I don't charge anything for Channel RVA right now. There's no paid subscriptions as of yet, and so we're looking for some ways to be able to subsidize the effort and energy that we put into this. There's some compute costs, there's lots of time and energy, so
Dein neuester, bester Chill-Out-Place. I love Chill-Out Beats von I Love Music. Laid-back Electronic Lounge und Lo-Fi. Sunrise oder Sundowner. Chill-Out Beats. Discover I Love Music. An I Love Music channel tip.
This is I Love Chill Hop.
okay. So we're working on that Creative Hub. Okay, so that's happening over there. Get that fixed up. Then I want to go back here and just take a look at this. Okay, so kind of working on how the products get ingested because we are not going to have the time to go and do all this stuff. Let's see. We have, let's see, Firecrawl. If you're not familiar with Firecrawl, it is a service, a scraping service that is handy. What are your workflows? It can be a huge time saver. I've been watching the Search Console for Channel RVA just to see how we're tracking with our visibility in search, and we're starting to tick up queries related to some old content that we had published before, and working on some indexing issues. I think I have some pages that might not be fully indexed, so I need to figure out what's going on with some of those. But we'll work on that. We'll see if that validation happens, and I'll come back to Lovable in a minute with a build fix plan if it's not. All right, so we've got this update the brief. Okay, so fix that.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators.
All right, so if you're joining me for the first time today, we are in the tail end of our live build session. We are making a game show and making some improvements to some of the other areas in our build. I've got a build plan here for this new creative hub that we're going to create, and then I'm going to show you guys the execution of that automation agent. Let's do this. Paste, and then please add this to the product roadmap. Review the plan and consider anything that might be relevant for what we've already built, leveraging our editorial standards and anything else that's relevant. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to pop over to the product roadmap and grab the sprint that we have now. I like to be able to have visibility of these projects inside of my product roadmap instead of having to look at the coded plan, which is much longer. I like to kind of have these little summary cards here. It helps me out a lot. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on here. It's going to go ahead and fix those couple of things for me, and we'll be able to execute on that. I might even have a functioning agent here by the time we are done. So hop over to channelrva.com and put your email address in this box and hit subscribe. You won't regret it, I promise. We'll bring our music back here, but if you have any questions, please pop in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. All of this is available free to you at channelrva.com.
The media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
All right. You need to check again. I keep telling you that I'm not seeing these in the product roadmap. I only have items that are in review, which tells me that you are not paying attention to my request. This is the third time I'm asking you to add the plan to the product roadmap for processing. I cannot be more explicit than this. Given it big plans, it's losing track of what it is that I'm actually asking for. And I also know that the voice dictation doesn't work that well whenever the audio is playing in the background. So that is one of the challenges that I have, but not to be discouraged. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a minute so that I can give this a real prompt. Let's see. I have requested several times now that you add the work plans for the code agent and the Creative Hub to the product roadmap for processing. This is how we manage the code for this application. You know that. This is not a new request. I need you to slow down and pay attention to my asks. Do not skip steps. Don't go rogue. I think what might have happened was I was not paying attention to my voice prompts and I was trusting those prompts. And meanwhile, my voice was being distorted by the audio that was playing in the background. So that was my challenge there. And let's see, pilot game. Ah, gosh, I'm all over the place today. trying to build three things at once, but I think the game is ready. I really do. We'll come back to that and test it out before we sign off here. The next step is going to be for us to do some internal testing. I could even set up a test session where we might do this over Zoom, and we've got multiple people who are helping me out with this. So if you want to be a guinea pig in our game show test, let me know. Let me see where we are with that, though, because I do think that we requested having another link. Maybe maybe that didn't happen. Let's see. Something I asked for earlier that I'm not seeing is the audience facing view for the. Oh no, it's there. Okay. Okay. So when I told you earlier that I wanted to have a viewer for the audience that was similar to the player, I was explicit about that. I wanted to have a player that looks very, very similar to this, to what we've already created. What you built upended what we have. You have a different font for the game show. You're not using the Channel RVA logo. You've wasted a bunch of opportunities to really unify the way that this looks. And then with regard to the rounds, I'm sitting here looking at the front end viewer for the audience, and it says it's in round two, but I'm still seeing round one responses at the bottom, and I'm not able to scroll through those responses to see the history of the dialogue.
I don't know about history, but I know they found hundreds of bodies under the VCU gym, so maybe the professors are just sighing because they're haunted?
Other challenges that I see here is that
It's 11 o'clock.
the players should probably see the history and the queue. Maybe I'm not sure, but I feel like there needs to be some visibility so that they can remember what the dialogue has been historically. The other thing too is I'm thinking that the on-screen display of the submitted prompt, the submitted response, is showing up before the voice starts. I think we need to wait for the voice to start to show it. right, so this is Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. It is a production of Channel RVA. You can check out studio.willmelton.com to see my 52 app build challenge here in 2026. I've got to add some things to this. I'll go live on Monday tomorrow, so I'm probably going to get a couple of more things in here before we do that. But go ahead and sign up to be a referral partner, connect us to investors and buyers. And if you're in the Richmond region, you can become a subscriber to Channel RVA and find out about all the fun things that we're building over here. I'm going to fix those couple of things, but I'm pretty happy with how far we've come. It looks good. We have light mode and dark mode. Not that that really matters, but it is hanging out there.
Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
But I'm going to go ahead and see. This is, gosh, this is really annoying. Okay. I'll tee up that next build plan. And I can tell that my player is not working. So I'm going to go ahead and publish right now and see if any of the changes that we made earlier are doing something for us. So I can see you guys are hanging out with me. Got more people coming over here. Got some people who are coming directly to the site. Probably me showing this off to folks. All right, so we've got all that moving along. We should allow the audience to see the timer. I'm taking a look, and the game player for the individuals is unfortunately loading and then displaying a black screen. So there's a bug in there that we're gonna have to work out. So we'll go ahead and pop that up there and get that fixed up. But let me go check and figure out what's going on with this dude.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
So if you are one of those folks that likes to take pictures of murals in Richmond, feel free to submit your photos to us. You can become a contributing artist. ChannelRVA.com. So that's ChatGPT, not the same thing. All right. Channel RVA. Come down here to I thought it was in here. Let's see. Not there, not there, not there. All right. All right. So, looks like it's working over here. So this is a fun game to conceive of. I think there's many refinements that likely need to be done to this, so our testing is going to definitely be a part of how we make this all work. Testing a little bit with you guys live here, we see that there's some issues that we need to address, but we're working through those issues, and we're going to have a functioning game here pretty soon. We're going to get a show scheduled. We're going to record this in our studio and get this out there for you guys. But like I said, it's been a fun build. Still working on a few things here today. Our workflow auditor module that's going to feed things into the product roadmap, and the creative hub module that will be likely need to put a plan together for that too. I hadn't been looking at dark mode, so I forgot that that looked like that. There's a couple of modes on this site, by the way. There's dark mode, there's light mode, and then there is auto sunrise sunset. So the site is light during the day and dark at night. A bunch of little things happen here. This forecast changes depending on what it looks like outside. This color and background kind of reveals a color that looks similar to what you might see outside. This project, this Channel RVA project is really fun. I can't begin to tell you how fun this is. I've got some other things cooking. Working on some tools for the business this weekend for the agency. Some stuff we hold back. We don't do everything live. We don't want to give away everything. There's some stuff about this that I don't know how it's going to work. Like we're recording, for instance. I don't know that we need any quote unquote recordings. And this is going to be really interesting and complicated, because what we're going to have happen is we're going to have to time all the votes to be with the timeline of the video and make sure that that syncs up with what's in the edited version. So I have really no idea how this is going to work. I think we're going to have to use a transcript and timestamps to be able to make it work. But we'll figure that out when we get to that phase of things. All right, so let's see where we left off. We got our Creative Hub plan. Looks like that might have happened. Let's see if we have our content here. We should have our Creative Hub. Okay. So we'll go ahead and grab that Amazon product that I was talking about earlier. I'll have to see if Creative Hub has made its way onto
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
see if we have something on the front end for the Creative Hub. So I'm just grabbing some audio here for sound effects for the countdown. That's cool. All right, so what do I want to do here?
Audio Jungle.
Ten, nine,
1, 8, 3.
I'm sorry, no. Next contestant.
All right, so this is bringing all kinds of thoughts to mind. I need to have some controls for the game so that the host can actually initiate some of these sound effects when the game is happening. This is going to be a little bit ridiculous, but yeah, why? So one of the things that I'm going to have to do is I want to turn this into a control board. Let's go ahead and turn the host dashboard into an attractive control board more similar to what the players have. I want that to be something that we can actually show the audience as well. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to go grab a bunch of sound effects and we're going to bake some sound effects in. So we're going to have a countdown sound effect for the countdown timer. But we also are going to have like a D-pad style or like a beat pad style array of sound effects that the host can click on to initiate during recording. So we can have the much more real estate to put all of our controls in there. So our different rounds, our player links, our player names. So kind of at the end of the day, we'll have three different views that we can toggle between. We can see the individual player view, and maybe like in Texas Hold'em, we can show the screens that they have and show them typing and whatnot ahead of gameplay, so we know what they're about to say before it comes out, giving the audience a little bit of a preview. All right, I'm going to wrap up here in just a little bit. Noticing that I didn't get my images on these Creative Hub products. So, and my transcript isn't working here, so that's disappointing, but hopefully it'll catch up here in a minute. But I'll go grab some of these audio file sounds and get this wired up. But by the time you guys see this next, it's going to be a fully functional game that the host can control everything, and we can get this recorded. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me build this. We've got a little bit more to go, but one more little mini app in the bag. So this is a big project here. By the end of it, I've spent several hours on it. But, yeah, I got to get this thing to transcribe. But yeah, so that's a wrap today, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I did have fun hanging out with you guys once again. We will get back to loading up some new art and some new books and some new content for you guys to consume throughout your visits to Channel RVA. Go sign up to get our daily newsletter. I think you're going to like that a lot. Folks have reported that they've enjoyed it. So, channelrva.com, studio.willmelton.com, and we will take us out here. 52 apps this year. We're going to get there soon. We're going to get there soon. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.